plotting that we've done in MATLAB so far has been plotting functions and doing line graphs. We're going to take a look at some other graphs in MATLAB that are more useful for displaying data, and the first one we're going to take a look at is pie charts. A pie chart is a circular graph divided into sections, and the size of each section is indicative of how much that item contributes to the whole. Very easy graphs to look at. A couple of things you need to be careful about. First of all, if you have a whole lot of sections, it's sort of difficult to visualize. And secondly, it's hard to compare one pie chart to another pie chart to another pie chart if you're looking for trends over time, for example. In that case, a bar chart would be a much better thing to use. So we're going to take a look at a simple example of drawing a pie chart in MATLAB, and I've pulled some data down here from the 2009 census on marital status. And we have various categories here, people that are married with spouse present, married, spouse absent, widowed, divorced, etc. All of these numbers are in the thousands, and it includes the census respondents age 15 and above. So I've entered all the data into MATLAB, and the function for drawing a pie chart in MATLAB actually is pi. So if I type pi and then in parentheses the name of the vector that has on my data stored, which in this case is marriage stats, I then get a pie chart. Now you can see this particular pie chart needs a little bit of work because I have percentages of the various categories, but I don't really know what sector corresponds to which item in that table, so I need to add a legend to accommodate that. And of course we've used the legend command before, so I have legend, and inside legend I have strings corresponding to each of my sections. And if I execute the legend command and look at my graph, I can see now I've got a legend, and I can also just pull that out of the way if it's blocking what I'm trying to see. A couple other interesting variations of this. If I replace the function pi with pi3, I get a three-dimensional pie chart. And of course I would also add a legend to that plot by running that exact same legend command, and I get this pie chart. If I want to emphasize a certain sector of my pie chart, I can actually cause that section to explode out a bit out of the pie chart, and I do that by using that same pi command, but I use a second argument that has a vector of zeros and ones. There's 6 sections in this pie chart, so my vector would have 6 entries. Everywhere where I have a 1, that particular section would explode out. In this case, I just have a 1 in the 4th section, which corresponds to divorced, and if I run those commands, then I'm going to see a pie chart that looks like this, and you can see that that 4th section that corresponds to divorce has been slightly exploded out of the pie chart in order to emphasize that particular section.